Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And today, March 10th? No, March 12th. It is snowing. And they say it's going to snow all day and this evening. But I don't think it's going to accumulate to anything other than what you see there. So there won't be any snow removal video of that. Anyway, I'm going to have a quick look at the weather. And we did get a little surprise there today. Well, I knew about it yesterday, I guess, but it's kind of funny. I was sitting at the table in the kitchen and, you're kind of always looking around out and in or whatever, and all of a sudden I noticed a pile down in a pile. So it happened within about a half an hour between 5 o'clock and 5:30, I think. It was kind of funny. And of course, I kind of knew it was going to fall down as for the last month, but I've been kind of watching it, and it didn't seem to be moving. So, but I should have done something with it, which I did not. So that's just the way it goes. So I'll give you a little weather forecast here. Today we are at 0 degrees Celsius, and it's still snowing a bit, so that's 32, yeah. That makes sense. It didn't the other day. It was 33 the other day when I flipped it over. Anyway, that's the way it is. Not much wind today. Northwest, gust of 23, so not too far along now. The wind will be coming from the north, and it'll come from the north for the next 2 to 3 months. Does that every year. So you think you're getting into spring and going to get some nice warm weather? No, not really. You can still get 4 and 5 degree Celsius days in May with a north wind, and it's not very nice to be out in that. But anyway, there's our forecast. A little snow today, snow tonight, and flurries tomorrow. And Thursday and Friday it kind of warms up a bit, and then weekend is nasty. Snow and rain, snow and rain, and snow and rain, and snow and rain. Typical March weather. So I don't know if I'll get out and fix up my pile of wood that fell down today. I might. I'll take a pickaroon with me to do that, and but I might wait until Friday, so it'll be a little bit warmer and no snow on the wood, so it won't be as wet to move around. Because we're not going to get any amount of snow that's going to be in the way of snow removal there, that's for sure. So anyway, that's our weather forecast for today. Now, I just want to do a little update on the son's 2017 Ford Escape. You saw the video, I think some of you did anyway. I was over there on this past Saturday. He still had the engine on the engine stand, and he still had to do work. He had put a new seal in the transmission. He took the torque converter out and put a new seal in the transmission. And he had 2 turbo lines, and there was a couple other things he had to do before he put the engine in. So Saturday afternoon while I was at home here around 5 o'clock. He messages and says he's got the engine in. So he's moving right along. I was talking to him last night. He figures another couple of nights he should have it running. So that might be tonight or it might be tomorrow night. Anyway, I'll hopefully try and do an update on it this Saturday when I go over, hopefully. One never knows. Anyway, we'll try and update you on that. Now, back to the sad old leakin, beepin chainsaw. Here my son can take engines out and repair them and fix them and wires and hoses and holy cats and the goings on he's doing there with that 217 Ford Escape. And here I can't even fix a chainsaw. That's pretty sad, that. Anyway. Oh dear. Alright, so this has been sitting for a day now. When I picked this up yesterday, it was leaking, so I cleaned it out and set it here again. I didn't do nothing to it. I didn't even turn it over. It wasn't running, just sitting here. And here is the result of the leakin beepin chainsaw. So, do I take it apart or do I take a maul to it? Leave it in the comments. Maul or take it apart? Oh dear. I wonder if I got any hair left. And anyway, so I'm going to take it apart, I guess. And I'm going to look at it again. I'm not going to bore you with all of that trying to get it apart. But once I get into where I think I can see something leaking, I'll show you that. And I do have a question. Once I get to a certain spot, I'll ask a question. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know about this. I need somebody that knows more than me, which is basically everybody in the world. So, all right, I'll get back to you. I'm going to shut you off here. I won't bore you with too long of a video here today, hopefully. So, if this can see there or not. Anyway, it's not telling me where it's coming from, but look at that oil that's there. Now, I just got it turned up on its side. Right there. That's going to have a drip there. It already dripped once. Now over, not hard to see in the camera, but over here, and I'm trying to move the screwdriver while I'm looking through the camera. So that's kind of weird. And a lot of oil right around here. And where are we at here? Right there's oil there. There's that thing that's going to drip here in a minute. Running this way. See the oil going from here that way. I guess that wouldn't be too good for the clutch, would it? The oil getting in there and the centrifugal clutch. Anyway, I'll shut this off again now. Alright, the next thing I got apart here is this here. So no amount of oil in there, but look at over here, look. This thing is covered in oil here. And running down and going out on that band there. That's where you saw it dripping and moving before. All right, so then up on top of here, on the blade itself is covered in oil. Or the bar, I should say. Covered in oil. So let's see if we can take that apart here. I'll leave these on. Shouldn't take me too long to get that apart. But you just never know with me. All right, there's one chain, and one bar. Now, you can see the bar all wet, but not at this left end here. You can see the oil running towards it, but that's because of me trying to lift it out of there. So, soaking wet there. And flip the bar over. And soaking wet there. And not at the end, at the right, see? Just in there. Okay, now, look in here. I've got me studio light on, but it seems to get in the way of the camera. Or in the, one or the other gets in the way and then you can't see. So there we have oil all over that. But nothing in here, nothing in between the stud and the bolt. Nothing at the back, behind the stud. Alright, let's shut this off just for a minute. Alright, so soaking wet there. Not sure where the hole is in that rubber. Here, it must be in the end, going that way. I'll get my pointer. Yes, there must be a hole in the end of this rubber here, Yeah, I think I can see it there. And it goes into this section here, which then allows it to go into there. Alright, I'll shut this off again and I'll see if we can get that centrifugal clutch off. I got the name of it today. This thing here. Yeah. So there we are into the interior there. All wetting along the bottom here. But why would it be wet up here? Like, things don't flow uphill. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know how full the tank is. But I don't know. I don't know. I do see oil down. Boy, these things are hard to hang on to. Get them to sit somewhere where they'll stay at Jesus in place. Bad enough you got to work on the beepin things, but then try and hold them in place somehow. I'm getting annoyed, I guess. So down in here is where that rubber goes into the tank. So if that was that rubber that was leaking here, why would it travel upwards over to here? That doesn't make any sense. Other than the level of what's in the tank. Now, a question on that. Is that there the atmospheric vent for the tank? And this here is not. That's where the bolt goes in. There's nothing in there. It's just plastic. Oh, I don't know. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it apart, I guess. And I'm going to clean all that stuff up as best I can. And then we'll have to leave it for another 24 hours and see what it does. Yeah, that's a bolt hole too, so that's not the vent. So is that the vent there? That's what I'm wondering. And if it is it plugged? How would you test that? There has to be a way for air to get into that tank so it can take oil out of it. All chainsaws leak. That's all I ever hear. I kind of think, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why it would drip out that amount of oil in a day, not running. Doesn't make any sense at all. All right, so I'll leave you at that. I'm going to just clean that up and I'll set it back in there the way I had it, so everything is the same level. And I'll look tomorrow. Or I might look later today, because it's leaking enough that it might show up. But it's leaking all wet. I had all that dry the other day. People go on about things made in Japan are better than anything else. Well, I begin to wonder about that. All right, I'll leave you at that before I start going haywire or something. Okay, I'll get back to you. All right, I'm back for a second here. I just want to show you how I'm going to leave it sitting. Now, if I zoom you in, that might help with trying to see. So, I cleaned her off as best I could. Here, and across, and this area here. You know, that oil is hard to get off because of the type of oil it is. It wants to stick to everything, and it takes quite a job to get it off. But anyway, I cleaned up what I could here, because there was oil all along this here. So if it's leaking in back of here, where I fixed the other day, can't get any light in there really. I guess I can. Anyway, back in here where I put the rubber back into the tank. If it's leaking there, you would think it would leak out and come out here and run down onto this. That's what you would think. Of course, that's not. That may not be the case, but that's what I figure it should do. But anyway. So what I noticed was mostly here, for some odd reason, it was all wet here and here. This was wet. You know, the pieces that bolt onto here were wet. So about the only place that that could come out would be out this end hole here, where that lubricates the bar. That's what sends the oil to the bar. Right there. So this flips out of here, so and then it's just pushed onto a stud onto the oil pump. So the oil pump, I guess obviously doesn't have a shut off in it, so that when it's not pumping, it shuts oil off to here. I'm guessing that the oil comes out of the back in here, into here, and comes up to here. The pump, I don't know exactly how it works in there, but I think it kind of somehow moves back and forth, quickly, so it sucks in and pushes out. So it sucks in oil through here and then pushes it out through here. So this must be open right from here down through the pump right into the tank at all times, whether it's even when it's not running, is my guess. If that is the case, why does it come out here? I don't get that. When it's not running. Maybe there is a shut-off in here that's not working. But I don't know that. So, and it's been mentioned quite a few times, and I can understand their thinking that maybe the tank is getting pressurized from heat or whatever. Well, the thing hasn't been running, so. If this is the breather for the tank, then that should be equalizing the pressure from out here to in the tank. So there shouldn't be any pressure in there to push oil out through here if there's no shut-off there in this here piece. Well, I don't know. Again, I'll say that I am not trained in chainsaws. So I'm only kind of trying to take a sort of a guess here. But if this inlet was plugged, then it could build pressure in there and push oil out through here if there's no shut-off in there. But if this was plugged, then it wouldn't oil the chain when it's running. Anyway, I've got few little tiny questions there, so if anybody has got some experience in chainsaws and how this particular chainsaw oil pump works and about vents into the oil tank, could you leave a comment to let me know if I don't know something? If you have any suggestions or ideas, let me know. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Now, my thinking is if it's doing what I think it might be doing, and for some reason the tank is getting pressurized and there is no shut off in the pump, so then it's pushing oil out that little hole. So I've got that set up like that so that I can see either later today or tomorrow if there's oil coming out of there. Anyway, this poor old video is dragging on again, and I didn't mean it to. But it's a baffling thing to me. The end result is it shouldn't leak in my mind. I had a fellow message me this morning, now that I say that. He had bought an Echo 590 chainsaw. He's had it for over a year, and it's never leaked. And that's the way it should be. So these two saws are about the same age. This is about 10 years or 10 months old since I bought it. Anyway, I don't know. I'm grasping at straws, so if anybody's got ideas, let me know. I'll post this for now, I think, and then I'll do an update either later today or tomorrow, just to see what I can see. Now, if I don't see anything there tomorrow or today, I don't know what the next step is. Because it's just the bits and pieces that bolt onto it. It's just that stuff there. So that cover and that cover, that's the only two things that go on there that would have anything to do with anything in that area. So I can't see having them on there, how they would cause anything. So anyway, I'm going to leave you at that. Like I say, I'm driving you crazy with old long videos over a foolish chainsaw. And so anyway, have a great day wherever yours are at and whatever yours are doing. And like I've said before, hopefully you're not working on a chainsaw. Have a good day. Goodbye now.